Hello everyone, can you hear me okay? Thank you so much for joining us and welcome. I'm Leeza Ahmady. And Amie Hollmann. We're so excited to have you take the time from your very busy, creative, I'm sure, hectic and lovely life to gather with us tonight. Woo!
Makeda wa Mvita does not enter a room so much as settles it. She carries her history with her. She was born in Mvita, the old harbor heart of Mombasa, above a kitchen where fish arrived before sunrise and spice merchants argued prices before the tea had cooled. Her grandmother sold coconut breads from a courtyard oven. Her mother ran a tide kitchen for dock workers, pearl divers, and visiting scholars who came ashore, hungry from the Zanzibar and Kilwa routes. Makeda learned early about the importance of the dining table and how it could carry a business, a school, or a court. Food tells you who has arrived, who is leaving, and what the season intends, she says. A good Mpishi Muku listens and observes before she cooks. Makeda takes the title Mpishi Muku seriously. Her grandmother held it before her, and her mother before that. Each woman adding her own hand to a culinary lineage that stretches back through Mvita's harbor kitchen, spice houses, and tide markets. The Coral Table is said to be among the world's oldest continuing operating restaurants, often spoken of in the same breath as Kyoto's Awaria and the shrine-side sweet houses of Imamiya. Makeda accepts the comparison carefully. A kitchen like this belongs to many lifetimes, she says. My grandmother's hands are here, my mother's hands are here, and now mine are too. The restaurant is as famous as the cooks who have carried it forward. Its current dining room occupies a restored river house along the old docks of Fustat. Through the kitchen itself traces its lineage much further back, through the Swahili trade routes and the harbor courts of Mvita. Today, the restaurant is part dining room, part archive, part gathering house. Diplomats come for the flood season menus. Artists come after openings. Griots come late and stay later. Every wall seems to hold a story. Carved Swahili doors from Lamu, bronze lamps from Meroe, indigo cloths from Kano, ceramic bowls from Angkor, and a long communal table polished smooth by decades of elbows, arguments, and celebrations. Makeda's food is often described as coastal, but that word feels too small. Her cooking is tidal, even here, far inland. The Swahili coast carried upriver through spice, smoke, memory, and grain. It moves between land and water, market and inheritance, heat and sweetness. In Makeda's kitchen, refinement does not mean removing the wildness from food. It means knowing which wildness belongs on the plate. A signature dinner might begin with chilled hibiscus broth and salt-cured green mango before moving into clove-scented fish and banana leaves, coconut millet cakes, tamarind greens, and cassava fritters drizzled with black sesame honey. Makeda says the dish that carries her history best is clove-smoked Nile tilapia with waliwa nazi, coconut rice fragrant with cardamom, bay leaf, and coconut milk. The dish bridges the rivers kitchens of Fustat with the coastal traditions of her family's Mvita heritage. My grandmother said you can hide behind sauce, Makeda says. You cannot hide behind smoke. Now in her 70s, Makeda remains the center of the kitchen. She no longer cooks every plate herself. She tastes, she corrects, she adjusts the fire. Her apprentices call her exacting, her guests call her legendary, her friends call her gracious, and she describes herself as being happiest when feeding a crowded table. What she has built is not nostalgic. The coral table is not trying to preserve the past under glass. It is alive, profitable, demanding, and booked months in advance. Makeda's genius lies in treating tradition not as something fragile, but as something muscular enough to travel. People think inheritance means keeping something unchanged, she says, looking towards the river. No, inheritance means you know what must survive the journey. Then she lifts the lid from a pot of steaming coconut rice, and the smell rises first. Sweet coconut, toasted grain, river salt, clove smoke, and green mango. The whole coast returning to the kitchen by the way of the Nile. Wow, look at this fish. I'm getting so hungry right now. I wish I could get a reservation, but you know how it is. It's always booked up. Ooh, look, there's a recipe. Maybe we could try to cook some when we get home. Let's see what her recipe says. Set your intention. At the coral table, the kitchen is prepared before food is prepared. Rice is washed solely. Clove is worn between the fingers before grinding. No dish begins while the Mpeshi Muku is feeling stress or anger. For the fish, you need fresh Nile tilapia, sea salt, ground clove, garlic paste, tamarind, lime peel, banana leaves, and oil for rubbing. For the wali wanazi, you need long grain rice, fresh coconut milk, green cardamom, bay leaf, toasted onion, and salt. Pairings are charred green mango, tamarind greens, and some black sesame honey. Preparing the fish. Rub the fish with salt, clove, garlic, tamarind, and lime peel until the skin darkens slightly and the oil carries the clove scent into the air. Wrap loosely in a banana leaf and leave beside slow smoke until the flesh begins to separate easily beneath the spine and the leaf smells toasted and sweet. Preparing the rice. Wash the rice until the water loses its cloudiness. Simmer in coconut milk with cardamom, bay leaf, toasted onion, and salt until the grains swell fully and steam carries the smell of coconut above the pot before the lid is lifted. The rice is ready when the grains hold together softly without becoming heavy. Serving to loved ones. Serve the fish over warm wali wanazi with green mango, tamarind greens, and black sesame honey spooned lightly across the plate. The dish is traditionally eaten slowly and shared across the table. Wow, I'm gonna try to pick up some tilapia and do some of her recipes. So I hope you enjoyed this reading of the Global Griot. I can't wait till the next issue comes out. Woo!